Welcome back, everybody. My name is Ranisha Caldwell. I am a member of the Team BLM movement as well as the Diversity and Task Force Inclusion team. But I definitely wanted to introduce myself as well as a totally amazing guest here. I have Tiffany Shelley. She is the Town of Mooresville Human Resource Director. And I definitely just wanted to see if we could have another courageous conversation within the community to see if we can get to know another one of our leaders, as well as just explore some of their thoughts and opinions on the diversity and inclusion within the town. Tiffany, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak
Absolutely.
with you and welcoming our conversation today.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for joining us. I know that you probably have a busy schedule, so I definitely appreciate your time. I do want to start off just for anyone who isn't aware of your position with the town, just if you could just give us a little bit of information about yourself and your position within the town of Mooresville.
Sure. So I'm actually new to the Director of Human Resources role. I was promoted into that role officially in April of this year. I started with the town of Mooresville in January of 2019 as a Deputy Director. Once our Director retired, I interviewed for that position and was selected for the Director role.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds great, and I've heard great things about you and your capabilities and skills.
Thank you.
So one of the first questions, Tiffany, that I did want to ask you was, just to jump into it, what is the top priority for the town of Mooresville's internal diversity, inclusion, belonging, and equity plan?
Okay, so according to our strategic plan, we have three major priorities or initiatives around recruitment. So looking at how we attract talent, making sure that we are casting a wide and diverse net with where we post our positions and how we build bridges and relationships within the community and surrounding areas so that we can diversify our candidate pool.
Awesome.
So we're looking at that at a multifaceted, multi-pronged viewpoint.
Definitely.
In addition to that, we are focusing on education. So that's another major component of the plan.
Absolutely.
And so we intend to educate and bring awareness through multiple modalities, whether that's training, focus groups, perhaps resource groups at some point in time, and to bring awareness and education to every level of the organization. So that's from executive leadership down to our line staff as well.
Okay, awesome. So you guys are definitely involved and got it figured out.
We're getting it figured out. Definitely. The third.
We always got those little loopholes we could always put a niche on.
Yes.
That's really awesome. I wanted to see exactly what are you most excited about when thinking of celebrating diversity and inclusion for the town of Mooresville.
Okay. So I want to back up for just 1 second and answer the third piece of the strategic plan is around communication. So looking at all of our policies and practices that we have in place. So looking at maybe our dress code policy, our recruitment and hiring policy, any policies that unintentionally have or build a barrier or could be more inclusive. So we want to take a look at those and make sure that we are opening up policies to make sure that they are inclusive and that they are reflective of the needs of our workforce. But to answer your second question.
Great. No, listen, you got it.
To answer your second question there, I think that what I'm most excited about is working with our committee because as you may be aware of, in the fall of last year, we created a diversity advisory committee. We were probably going to change our name, so this is actually slowly getting ahead of it, but a council. But that's another conversation. But the conversation I just actually had with our consultant. But we are really a committed and excited group of individuals who have come from across the organization at every level, almost every department within the organization. Or at least tech role within the organization is represented. And so we are all very excited about getting into that next phase, which is the action and implementation of our strategic plan. So I think that excites us. We're on the precipice of doing that, and that's going to be really, really, I think, great to enhance the sense of inclusion and belonging again, within the town.
Definitely. And with you guys, I guess more so, with the movements and the steps that you guys are making, what would you say would be proper ETA of initiating the full plan?
I would say our next step is our meeting on the 17th will be to actually formulate our charter, as a committee, and within that we will then begin to plan out our action items. So I would say in the next, you definitely see something in the next 3 months at the beginning stages of action. But our long-range action plan will be, between now and the next 18 months.
Okay, perfect. And just as a leader, being involved in the town of Mooresville, how do you create a culture of inclusiveness for your departments and, the employees that you oversee?
Oh, well, that's a great question. So, within the Human Resources Department, I do feel like I created a culture of inclusion and inclusiveness by always asking for their input on, projects, tasks, new ideas. The employee appreciation event that we're going to be having next month at the golf course was actually our HR admin specialist's idea, and she saw it through to fruition, and that's happening. And so we have monthly meetings where I ask for their input. They know that they can come to me, at any time and hear, what or share what they want to share with me, and I'm always willing to hear that and make sure that we're all working as a team, and that no one is above or different from anyone else. That
Totally
we all have,
understand.
a part of
Teamwork
that.
makes the dream
That's
work,
right.
and your open door policy seems very serious. So would you say the town's recruiting efforts support a diverse culture?
I say that we are actively making efforts in change to broaden our our net, as you so to speak,
Right. Gotcha.
around diversity, and I think that we have made inroads with building partnerships with local community colleges and
Awesome.
organizations like the Urban League in Charlotte, and we'll tap into additional resources there to make sure that we are getting out there, and advertising and making people aware of the opportunities that exist within the town of Morrisville.
That is great. Okay, and I definitely not gonna shoot you down with a lot more. But one of my a huge thing to me was this is probably my most favorite question is what would you say just again within your perspective what would you say is the town of Mooresville's perspective on impacting diversity and inclusion within the workplace?
I would say from the leadership on down, we are very committed. We are making efforts, I can speak specifically in our leadership team, and in our meetings to highlight diversity and inclusion, whether that's through educational videos, conversations, and tasks that managers are taking on and providing feedback and input on with regard to how they may implement something within their department. So I feel like it's a very strong effort.
Okay, awesome. And I know that you said you guys are making efforts, so what do you feel those efforts are doing to make them feel included? Do you think are you seeing a positive impact from this? Or do you feel like you said, there's definitely actions that we have to take and, one strategic task that we could definitely, get onto, but how do you feel? Do you feel as though this is definitely the proper steps to make everyone, feel the diversity as well as included?
Absolutely. I think just from the few suggested trainings and articles and things of that nature that I've posed to our leadership team, I think that it's making our leaders think differently about diversity and inclusion and how they approach their work and how they approach their staff. So that's kind of where it starts. So if we can get, raise the level of awareness and education there, it will just continue throughout the organization. So I'm hoping, that when we look back on this time period in another, 18 months or so, that everyone feels as if there's been a change.
Definitely, we'll put a check by everything, JD. But I definitely think that's truly great. You guys, it does seem to me, and just witnessing a lot of different things that have become about, I see things on the Town of Mooresville page, a lot of the information that you guys put out, the assistants, that you guys do give. I was at Mitchell and seen a couple of different things myself, but I do feel as though you guys are in a great direction, headed in a great direction with making the awareness. It's really awesome to hear that you guys have all types of training, and you have that open door policy, you have the strategics and the tasks and everything that you guys are putting into place. So I truly think that that is extremely great. And I think my last question is just more so, I don't want to get the wrong words out. But with in your position, do you feel as though from your experience with this being a new position to you and what you've been through in the past, do you see a difference from where you were to where you are now with the diversity and inclusion within the town of Mooresville?
I guess I can speak from personal experience.
Definitely. Can't go wrong, can't go wrong.
No. On a personal level, I feel as if the town has been very welcoming and open to me as an individual, and to anything that I have suggested or recommended that we try or think about.
Right.
So, it's been a really positive experience for me.
That is so great. That is so great. Well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I do think that what you guys are doing is super amazing. I really give all the, peace, hope, and, definitely genuine prosperity there to you guys' plans to make everything come about, to bring the proper awareness, to take the action plan, and actually get everything in place that is intended. But do you have anything else that you'd like to share with us? We'll take all that we can get, Tiffany.
Sure. I guess I would just say, a little bit about me and my background in terms of where I came from. So I'm a transplant from Massachusetts, and so
welcome to the South.
Well, thank you very much. I love it here. It's a long-term goal. I'm finally got down here. But I had, many years of experience in human resources there, and when I worked for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, because that's one of the few states that is still a Commonwealth, I actually was the HR manager over a large organization and was the co-chair of the Diversity Advisory Council there.
Wow.
And the diversity officer for that organization.
I knew you had a secret for me, Tiffany.
It's a secret.
Got it.
I'm revealing all the secrets today, right?
That is so awesome.
But I feel like I have the exposure, the experience, and the background to be able to make an impact along with my colleagues, in this arena. And
absolutely.
So, I'm just very, very excited that we're moving.
I am as well, and I definitely think that it's a blessing to be able to come down here and share your experience, implement anything that's, beneficial for what we're trying to do here in the Diversity Inclusion Task Force. So that's truly amazing, and I definitely knew that you were strong as soon as I met you. So I figured you had a little bit up your sleeve, but I do. I think that that's so amazing, especially to be able to take a skill set that you learn and things in Massachusetts, like you said, it's Commonwealth, and definitely things in North Carolina, it is different. But at the end of the day, the blend to come together, as long as you have a really great team and really great colleagues as you do, to assist with that and to definitely help you create transparency. That's a true blessing. But I definitely, you have anything else you would like to add?
I just one question for you.
I'll sit in the hot seat.
No hot seat. I'm just curious, from your perspective, I've spoken to Jamaica and we had a great conversation, but from your perspective, what do you see as the goal or the objective of the task force?
So, I do think it's really great. We all do have different perspective, goals, and whys. I'm a native here of Mooresville. I've been here my entire life, and I've witnessed a lot, and just a lot from when I was a child. A lot of things have changed, and so the goal for me is to to reiterate embracing the equality that was once normalized, to be able to create a piece within communication for everyone, no matter, what color, what shade you are. It's more so I would just love to see the community engagement evolve itself. And I think that's something that I work tremendously hard for. I have 2 little girls. They pretty much watch every single thing that I do. And so a huge thing to me is just to consistently show them, that I can't just say we have to love everybody, but to show that there's a way to love and protect one another. And to me, it's just everywhere in our town, we want to create, we want to improvise, we want to enhance the communication, the activities, the community activities. I think to bring awareness to community engagement, to bring awareness to equality, that is something that I'm shooting for. I'm definitely a take action type of person, and so one thing that I can always say is I just have a love for, it's not to more so make everybody happy, but to create a comfort for everyone. We want to all feel that same comfort. We want to all be able to walk the same walk. We want to all be able to embrace one another without any type of hesitance. And I think that the Diversity and Inclusion Task Force not only breaks the ice on, the hesitance of communication, hence us sitting here with one another, which is a really great thing, but it also enables, awareness to those who are not able to, or to those who do not have the knowledge.
Right.
So that's more so a big thing for me, is everyone isn't always able to actually take action, and everyone isn't always able to, communicate properly. And some people, they have different perspectives on how they want to handle the situations or, the current things we have taking place today. And I think that my main thing is to more so show everyone that we can definitely create peace in a positive way while still being able to engage with one another without any future hostile, environment.
Right, you have to be equipped to have those conversations.
You definitely have to be equipped to have those conversations. And that's one of the best things. I've never been one to be able to just talk. So it's like learning a lot of things, learning a lot of different perspectives, and gaining a lot of trust. And as well as giving that trust out,
Right.
So it's a new thing for me, but I think that the Diversity and Inclusion Task Force is definitely heading the correct steps with the, starting with the courageous conversations and a couple of other things that we have coming out for the community, but more so just to show everyone that, it's not just about marching. You have to take a seat as well. You have to sometimes just have that conversation that's a little bit uncomfortable, but necessary at the same time.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's a wonderful thing, and I'm so happy that you guys are, embarking on that endeavor.
Definitely. And we're super happy that you chose to be a part of it, Tiffany.
Thank you so much.
I definitely appreciate that. And you guys stay tuned. We definitely have more coming for you all. Again, my name is Renisha Caldwell. This is Tiffany Shelley. We totally enjoyed you all today, and we hope everyone definitely enjoys this video, and have a great day.